When convicted killer Ted Bundy entered the courtroom wearing a bow tie this morning, many people felt that meant something peculiar was going to happen. And before the morning was over, those hunches proved to be right. As expected, prosecution attorneys cited a list of previous convictions as reason enough to impose the death penalty. State Attorney Jerry Blair called the killing of Kimberly Leach cruel, heinous, and atrocious, as he reminded the jury that today, ironically, marks the 2nd anniversary of her disappearance. He went on to say that Bundy killed her to satisfy an insatiable desire. But shortly after that, Theodore Bundy apparently attempted to satisfy yet another desire, that of marrying his longtime friend, Carole Boone. Acting as his own attorney, the 33-year-old former law student called the tall brunette as a witness to rebut the state's death plea. But before long, the two had performed a wedding ceremony of sorts.
Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
And I do hereby marry you. Thank you.
Earlier in the week, officials refused to allow Boone and Bundy to marry. But now some legal sources say this pseudo-ceremony lacks only the signature of a magistrate to be legal. But whatever happiness the two would-be newlyweds may have felt dissolved by the time the afternoon session rolled around, as a nervous, troubled Bundy compared his execution to the killing of Christ and pleaded for life in prison.
The recommendation, at least, is up to you. I ask you, please deliberate carefully.
Despite this emotional plea, the jury took just over a half hour to recommend that Theodore Bundy be sentenced to die. A defiant Bundy turned his back and remained seated after the decision was read, and later shouted to the jury.
Tell the jury that they were wrong.